What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Anime Exterior. My name's James Downton, and today we'll be talking episode 109 of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Vrains, entitled Ignis Hunter. Nope, this episode is not revolved around Blood Shepherd because he's already passed on. Instead, we have the duel between Pandor and I. And overall, this episode has some good moments. And we also get another form of scaling in terms of seeing how strong I has become as a duelist. And this is brought to us in the fact that he couldn't even be stopped by the topologic, basically deck that we see Revolver use throughout the series so far. So then, Pandor, she uses a new form of topologic bomber deck, and it's combined with a topologina deck that basically is a hybrid of the two. And this deck works really nicely, as not only did Pandor manage to link summon topologic Trestibelina on screen, but she also manages to link summon topologic Bomber, a link 4 monster that is considered one of Revolver's ace monsters. And she does this all in one turn because, as a duel, this duel wasn't all that great, because it only lasted 3 turns, turn 1 being I's, turn 2 being Pandor's, and finally turn 3 is I basically making his comeback. However, if you look at it from a character point of view, this episode was pretty good and the duel helped it. We did see some great interactions between I and Pandor, and I really did like him. Pandor had that sort of serious vibe because she had a job to do in protecting the Zizans. Yet she was still looking out for I because she was basically giving him an ultimatum. She was kind of trying to analyze his personality and what he was feeling, and she tried to get to the bottom as to why he was doing what he was doing. Well, on the other hand, we had I showing the comedy. He brought the jokes and the laugh in this episode, with his antics and horrible card punts, because, you know, he has those in his deck all the time now. Like, for example, we see a trap card in this episode called I Shadow. And it's basically a trap card with a picture of I winking, with an eyelash showing. Like, seriously. They must, like, try and get really creative with these names. And you know what? It's working because it does kind of make me laugh a little bit, but at the same time it makes me cringe a bit as well. Now, in terms of Pandor, I don't actually see her as a throwaway character after this episode, because she shows a lot of personality and human emotion. And in this episode, makes her seem quite human-like, even though we know that she's an AI with controlled free will. As she even offers I an escape deal, in where if he gives up the codes that he's got and the conscious data of all the fallen so far, and then she'll let him escape. So that was nice to see from her character, because it gives a bit more depth and a bit more dimension to Pandora as a character, as to just having her be this kind of mascot thing that helps out the duelists and then loses a duel and then never seen again. You know, we see personality from this character, and I like that. And it was refreshing to have the old classic I back for a brief moment in this episode. As like I said, he brought the comedy in being his goofy self. And it was very reminiscent of his season 1 counterpart. You know, when he started making jokes about things and kind of being less serious and quite a lot laid back, you know, we saw that in this episode from him, as when he was trying to guess the next card that Pandora was going to play, after she played Topologina BB, or Baby, and Topologina Maybe. You know, he was then going, oh, I know what you're going to summon next. It's going to be Topologina Navy. Okay, the effects and the kind of sounds that went along with this was kind of cool. It helped make the joke a little bit better, although admittedly I didn't 100% get the joke. but maybe they're combining the word maybe and bay. But where's the N come from? I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, I know jokes aren't that funny if you have to explain them. But hey, sometimes we all need a bit of help. But that was great to see in total. But like I said, the end result was a bit predictable. As we know, I wouldn't have lost this duel because very rarely do you see an antagonist lose in this type of situation. But it was a nice showcase of the characters in this episode when looking at it from a duel point of view in terms of feats and strategies and game plan, as well as when you look at it from a character, personality and trait point of view. Now, one keynote to kind of take away from this episode, before the duel starts, we do get another look into Ai's mindset, as he tells Pandor that it's now impossible for himself to coexist with humans, as he's made his choice and has started to basically become the humans' enemy. He started to hurt people. But he doesn't think that it's impossible for humans and AIs with free will to coexist within the future. He just finds that it's himself that's the problem. So basically, I know a lot of people were kind of speculating and theorizing and guessing that maybe when I kind of became evil, he had like influence from lightning and windy, which obviously this line might kind of give substance to that, because lightning wasn't compatible with humans. So if he has a part of I inside of if I has a part of lightning inside of him, then, you know, it's possible that the data within lightning that now is in I, you know, that wasn't compatible with humans in coexistence, maybe that's now in I and that's why he's like he is. I don't know. But that was a really nice sort of a bit of dialogue from I that it's a bit different to us. Because, again, it gives us a mindset of himself as this time. And it kind of allows us to think and guess about what the reason is to why he's turning the way he is and trying to speculate as to what future episodes might give us. But about that, let's talk about the ending. And the ending is I basically putting the Zizans into his little world like he did with Queen and just strutting through the door like, oh hi, I found you. And it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm interested to see how this plans out, because I don't think he's going to lose. But at the same time, can they really afford to let I win in a situation where he would have complete control over, well, I think it was 70% of the net and Soltech? Like he had full control over Soltech with his 2 access codes? I don't think they can. So maybe there'll be a way that Kusanagi helps out by pulling Zizan out, or Aoi might sacrifice herself to save her brother, much like Akira would sacrifice himself for Aoi. I don't know. And is it going to be a handicap duel where the Zizans team up against I, or will Rabapi come in and make it a 2-on-2 tag duel? There's some things that I'll look forward to seeing in the next episodes. If you're excited for the episodes to come, then drop some comments down below and let me know. If there's anything in this episode that you thought stood out and I haven't mentioned, again, flash them up and we'll have a conversation about it in the comments. But apart from that, guys, this episode was good in terms of comedy and lightheartedness. Overall, we kind of had to go with the fact that we thought this episode was going to be quite serious and quite dramatic. However, thanks to the comedy, it wasn't, and it was hard to take the duel seriously. So I think from that point of view, they couldn't decide whether or not they wanted it to be a really kind of impactful duel where you would end it going, oh damn, they're really going with this, they're really doing that. Because there was too much comedy to make me take this duel seriously. But the thing with Pandor basically getting some personality trait did kind of help it go along for me as a as a viewer. But yeah, if I had to rate it, I would probably say this episode is probably a 6, maybe a 5.5 out of 10. Not one of the most interesting episodes that we've had for Vrains, but a nice chilled and almost slice of life, if I'm honest. Like, you know what I mean? The music was great and the animation was good. I liked the sound effects and the art style that they used for the episode, especially with like Pandor being surprised and the wind flowing. I thought that was pretty good. Again, added to the comedy and like sort of lessened the dramatic feel of the episode overall. So with that out of the way, guys, that's going to do it for this review. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, smash that like button. Subscribe to the Anime Auxilia today so you never miss a video from me. And until next time, yeah, keep it anime. Bye.